Welcome back everyone to another video. I'm DK.
And I'm Sharkman.
Guys, I want to first apologize that we haven't videoed in probably over a month. I haven't looked in a while, but we've had a lot of family matters and I've been sick for like 2-3 weeks. So got real sick.
And Megan's phone had some complications recently, we'll just say.
Yeah, I had some technical difficulties this week. We're not gonna get into
we're not gonna get into that.
I can't promise that we're gonna get into a regular schedule again. We're gonna film as much as we can when we can, but yeah, we're excited to get back to filming because we've missed it a lot. So we are very excited about getting this last video for Narnia done. And a little sad because Narnia, it needs more recognition.
We could do more videos on Narnia when the series comes out, because when the Netflix series comes out and we if we are able to watch it and stuff, then maybe we could do reviews each one of the seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
And just go back through them. Since they're supposed to be doing all 7 books. Is it 7 books or 6 books? 7 books? Or is it 8? I can't remember. It's one of those. But you know what I mean, they're probably only gonna do a season per book, right?
I'm pretty sure it's I don't know. Yeah.
If we're assuming that they're going to make 25 minute episodes and they're gonna do 1 season per book, then I don't see why, if we ever get the chance to watch it, we should go back and do reviews on the other books, because you know what I mean.
We'll find a way.
And we can compare them to the the previous content, or the previous stuff too, and compare them to the original, because that would be fun.
That would be fun. And we already have all the information that we could just add what the seasons.
And it would be interesting to see what they change and
keep.
Yeah, keep. Hopefully
how they come about the characters.
Hopefully they keep some of the characters as they were in the previous installments, the movies and the previous shows and stuff, because Edmund,
Edmund has been the most consistent.
Edmund and Lucy, pretty much. Well, yeah, pretty much.
Sort of.
Kind of.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
They'll be closer to the end. So in this video, guys, we're going to be going through several characters that I feel were the most memorable. Some of them you might think, oh, they ones that we haven't mentioned are probably you think, oh, they had things to do with the plot and stuff, but they're not as memorable. They don't have as much time. So for the honorable mentions, who is Truffle Hunter, who is the Badger, the Professor, and the McCready.
Mrs. McCready.
What's
Koriaki?
The wizard in
yeah, it's Koriaki.
With the duffel pot.
I think it's Koriaki.
Koriakin something like that.
So I'll look it up. Yeah, but yeah, the dude, the professor dude from Voices on Trail, that it's on the island with the what was it, duffel pods?
The duffel pods.
I always want to say puffle duds. Puffle duds, but you know,
so what we're gonna do is go through several characters and talk about the actors and how well they best suited the characters, and pick which one we liked out of that. And then at the very end, we're going to give you a quick top 10 of the characters themselves.
Professor. Oh, wait, it's right there. Let's see, Professor.
Voyage. Nope. Try Wizard. Duffel Pods.
Yeah, Duffel Pod.
Sorry guys if I'm coughing. I'm still not completely better. I still have a cough. So I apologize for the coughing in advance.
Let's see.
Also, this is probably going to be a longer video. We're going
to Koriakin. Okay.
Yeah,
well, I was close. I was Koriaki, but it's Koriakin.
Yeah, Koriakin.
Yeah, Koriakin. I was close though. Yeah. I was close. I'm happy I at least got somewhat close, because sometimes I get names totally off track. I'm nowhere near usually, so
way off.
Yeah, so
names are not.
Besides, it sounds like she says Koriaki when she explains to Edmund and Caspian, and so I just thought it was Koriaki, not Koriakin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna go through some characters that I feel like were more memorable, at least in my opinion.
I am 10.
You can name other characters down below if you feel like they needed to be talked about, and we might do another video on them if you guys want that. And we're gonna pick our favorite actor who played the character. So
you can definitely tell I'm 10 because I'm really white here, like I'm pale, and then I've got like really dark.
I've gotten tan too, but you can't really tell. I look white, but like you can kind of see the difference.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I got off track again. I always do this. I'm sorry. My mind just wanders and I speak my mind. So. Anyways,
this first character, people will probably debate that he probably just had as much time as Truffle Hunter and the Professor and stuff. But I couldn't help but because I looked at his actors, the actors who portrayed him in the movies, I couldn't help but like mention him. And that'd be Nikabrik.
Apparently, Maine decided that just because a famous actors played these two versions of the same character, she's like, I have to mention him just because they're. Well,
okay. Here's another thing.
That gives them the right to be mentioned just because they're played by famous characters or whatever.
Here's another thing: is that they he was the one who tried to get Prince Caspian to call the White Witch and the Maugrim back.
Yeah, Maugrim.
So, Maugrim. So Nikabrik was played by George Clayton in the original, and I found out he plays an Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know exactly which one, but he does play one.
Yeah, apparently.
And then Warwick Davis plays him in the remake. I'm like, Warwick gets around playing a lot of characters because he played Reepicheep in the original. He also he played so many other ones, like other characters like Wicket and from Star Wars, and one of the professors from Harry Potter, and there's just so many. He's played Willow. He has such heavy makeup you can't tell.
Wait, what's his face played someone in Harry Potter?
The guy Warwick Davis.
Yeah, him.
He plays somebody in Harry Potter.
Who?
He plays a professor. He was very old looking.
So he's not a tall professor.
No, he's short.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not up to date with that kind of stuff.
Well,
but I don't remember ever being a short professor.
We haven't watched Harry Potter, so he probably doesn't know. But I've seen.
I've seen some memes, but I don't remember there being a short. The only things I remember are like Dobby and like the what are they, elves or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's the only short people I remember. Other than that, I don't remember any short. I don't remember any short professors because that's it.
He was something in it. I don't remember what he was. Maybe a dwarf. I don't know. He played something.
Maybe he's Hagrid. No, because he's too tall. Well, actually, no, that's not impossible because there have been short people that they just made look tall by putting them on stilts or whatever.
It's not Hagrid.
Yeah. Apparently Hagrid's really short in his family. It's like the shortest giant or whatever in his family or whatever. So, it's really odd.
I just wanted to mention Nikabrik.
Also, doesn't Hagrid's girl kind of look familiar? That tall girl that he likes or whatever. She looks familiar.
There might be a lot of actors in Harry Potter that we know that we just don't know.
What's her face from what was the movie? Was it Nanny McPhee? I can't remember, but yeah, the cook from Nanny McPhee.
Oh yeah.
The first movie. Yeah, she's in there, I think.
She's
but
another
that's
professor.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, we know a lot of the actors from Harry Potter. We just don't know Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
We know the names of a lot of the main characters, people. So, I just wanted to mention that, and also Warwick Davis. I like his portrayal of Nikabrik because the original Nikabrik was just annoying. Yeah. That's all. Let's kill him. There you go. Enough, Nikabrik. Or must I sit on your head again?
He sounds like, or he reminds me of Gimli a little bit because in that version, just because Gimli was like, he had that like, I'm not gonna let such and such fall into such and such's hands because of, you know.
Yep.
Because he's you know what I mean? Like
yes.
he gives me those kind of vibes, but like, you know.
Yeah. So the next character, Reepicheep. So Reepicheep was played by Warwick Davis in the original, and then he's played by Simon Pegg in the remake.
I love Simon Pegg. Not just how creative, I like Simon Pegg. He's as an actor, like he's a good actor. I love all the movies that we've seen him in are great.
Oh, great.
Like Star Trek.
Like the first one that we really recognized him in was Star Trek.
We need to do Star Trek reviews. Like we need to rewatch all the Star Trek movies and then just do like reviews on them next.
We need to watch the original ones too because we didn't watch those. Like
we used to.
Dad said he watched the original.
I think we watched them once and then Dad was like, just stopped watching them.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I really like the ones that we've seen.
Yeah. So.
The
one with what's his face in it?
Chris Pine.
Benedict
Cumberbatch.
There are too many Chris's, like actors named Chris, that I get them all confused. Like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, Chris Pratt. Like they're all
Chris Rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's too many. I get confused. There's so many.
Chris Pine.
If
you can remember one character they each play, then you can remember who they
are. I liked his portrayal in Rise of the Guardians when he played Jack Frost.
Yes.
For some reason, there were a few...
Everybody hated him as Jack. I didn't even know it was him.
I thought, okay, don't get mad or make fun of me for this, but there were a few scenes, like, when he says, like, something, or, like, when he, like, laughs, that I thought it was the same dude who played Hiccup, because he sounded very similar.
That's what I thought.
But then I looked it up, and I'm like, it's Chris Pine? What?
Are you kidding? We need to do a review on Rise of the Guardians.
We got so many movies we gotta do reviews on, but I just needed to mention that, because I was like, I was confused, because it sounded like, you know, what's his face who plays Hiccup, but it's not, so.
It's not. Because he sounded like
actually,
the way
who plays Hiccup? Let me look that up. No, like, continue, I'm sorry. Anyway, what were you saying about,
So, Reepicheep in the original, he did very well. I liked it. What?
Wait, I gotta say it. Oh, Rise of the Guardians, right. I don't know, Rise of the Guardians. I'm sorry. I hate my brain form, sorry. Sorry, continue. We were talking about Reepicheep.
Yeah, Reepicheep. Reepicheep is a really great character. I like his chivalrous attitude, but also his, like, he's a little prideful. We'll just say that. He's a little prideful.
Oh, that's why I saw him in...
What's he in?
I seen him in, he played, Nick in, or no, he didn't play Nick. Hang on a sec. He played... Who did he play?
That guy was in it?
Joey huh? Who is Jody Motorola? Hang on a second.
Joey.
Joe. Yeah, who is...
Oh yeah!
I forgot. I forgot about... Okay, yeah, okay.
What?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry, that was my fault. Anyway, continue.
I forgot that was him.
You talk about...
Oh, he looks so cute in that movie. Okay.
But I've also seen him in another movie. Yeah, okay, so he was in, like, one other movie I've seen. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, Reepicheep. We're getting off track again. Reepicheep. Go. I'm sorry. Reepicheep.
So in the original, Warwick Davis did a really great job of portraying Reepicheep. Yes. He's loyal.
Mm-hmm.
He's chivalrous.
Mm-hmm.
He's prideful.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, not to the extent of being, like, a narcissist of, like...
In the older version.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's also very... I won't say just brave, but he can be a little, like, overbearing at times because he's, like...
Yeah.
But I do like him more so in, the Voyage of Dawn Treader with Eustace. His dynamic with Eustace is always, like, so great.
Yeah.
Like, even in the original. It's more, like mature in the original. Their talk. He acts like an older, like a father figure almost in a weird way. He's like an adult, like the adult, and Eustace is the child.
Right,
which in the book, Eustace is only 9 years old.
True.
So it makes sense why it comes across that way.
Don't get mad at me for asking this, but could they have not done something similar to what they did with Maugrim in the original, where he's like a wolf and then he like morphs into like I guess he's a werewolf supposedly, but couldn't they have done something similar for Reepicheep where they just take like a regular mouse and then make it talk and then just like
they probably
I'm just saying
could have. I mean, I don't know how they would have
because
animated
Reepicheep's too tall. For
True.
like he's like as tall as the dwarves, and either they need to get a really young kid to do it, and then just have a man's voice over it or something,
if they had done like a trained mouse or a rat, like a rat, even a rat would have been, because like in the remake he's the size of a rat, not a mouse.
True.
He's like the size. He's so much bigger. True. But I love Reepicheep better in the remakes. He like we said in the Prince Caspian, he was one of the characters in the remake of Prince Caspian that actually made Prince Caspian bearable. But I really like his dynamic with Eustace in the Voyage of Dawntree, because it was more friends. Was frenemies.
He didn't have that. I don't think he did that in the original though. I don't think they had that kind of. Yeah, they didn't do that in the original.
No. They had a relationship, but it was more of like respect and more, but not like close friends.
Yeah, well, in the remake, it's more like they're actual friends rather than just respect
friends,
or whatever.
Brothers in arms, kind of thing.
Or I guess brothers in the mammals.
Yeah.
Mammal category.
Like Reepicheep inspired Eustace to
be better
in the remake.
Which is why it's sad when Reepicheep goes.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
I like both actors, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Simon Pegg on this one.
Yeah, me too. Sorry guys.
Sorry, but nothing against Warwick Davis, because he kills every role he does, in my opinion.
Yeah, to be honest,
I can't name one movie that I've watched him be in and I didn't like him.
True. Well, are you talking about Willy Wonka or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Willy Wonka was.
You didn't like Willy Wonka though.
I'm talking about Warwick Davis. He did the guy who.
Oh wait, you're right. Okay,
George.
so yeah, he was Wicked and all of them. Yeah. Okay, so okay. Forget what I said. I get these people confused sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
But I've watched the remake of Prince Caspian several times. I did not know it was Warwick Davis who played Nikabrik.
Yeah, true.
He's just like, I guess he
looks
plays
older.
Characters that have a lot of makeup. The only time I ever know it's Davis is I have to look for, because he's iconic with his walk and stuff, and also because of his like for Willow, he only had like a wig on and he was just dressed.
Right.
So you could tell it was him, but everyone else, like, you can't tell that it's him, really. Yeah. But I never looked to see. But he always plays great characters. Like, he does great. The next character is Trumpkin. Trumpkin, my boy. Like, I love.
Remake version, easy dub. Easy win. It's an easy win. There's no competition. It's just a better version.
He was played by Mick Walter in the original and played by Peter Dinklage in the remake.
Not to say that the originals was bad. I just prefer Peter Dinklage's performance better.
I think that the original, all the characters are more mature.
Yeah.
Basically because it was written in like the literature, like the older literature, which is more mature literature than it is now. Peter Dinklage killed it. I love his and Lucy's dynamic.
I do too.
He is loyal to Caspian like the original. The original Lucy and Trumpkin don't really have that close of a relationship.
Yeah.
They're actually, it's more Trumpkin has a more closer relationship with Caspian in the original.
Yeah.
Which is great because it shows his loyalty to him and stuff. But I do like that Lucy's the one who changes his mind about Aslan and stuff. Like, it's because of her that he believed in Aslan, really. And they're just their dynamic. I love the dynamic. So yeah, like David said, Peter Dinklage, by far the best.
It also could have just been I think the majority of it was his acting, but I also think it was also partially the script too. Gave him funny lines to actually say.
Part of me wonders how much was ad-libbed, like
unless
how much was improvised by his.
Yeah. If
like,
some of those jokes were actually improvised, they'd go on him because he is funny. Like he's great.
Who says beards and bed sticks? Like, who says that? It's like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
You're it.
You're the kings and queens of old. It's like, where have you been for the last 300 years? Oh, the last 100 years. Drop him. Is that the best you can come up with? Oh man, we
wonder why we don't like you.
I wonder if that was. I wonder if he didn't need to say anything in that scene, and he's just like, I like. If
it was improvised, I'm happy they left that in there because that was he just got like so many funny lines to say, and I'm happy
like
because
he killed it. Like Reepicheep, like we said, Reepicheep, Lucy, Edmund, and Trumpkin were the ones who made Prince Caspian good.
Yeah. Well, if they weren't in it, there'd be no point in watching it, really, because it would be boring and bland.
That's why I was so upset that Trumpkin, because, like, in the books, Trumpkin is the one who stays behind in the, at the palace to take care of things. He was, like, the king's right-hand man, so when Caspian left to go on the voyage, he was the one who had to stay behind. So it was just so sad that he wasn't in the third one, because it would have been hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to know what he would have done with Eustace.
Probably say, I wonder why we don't like you, to Eustace or Eustace.
So yeah, like we could quote every single line that Trumpkin says, just because that's how much we love it.
Actually, here's what I think would happen. I think Eustace would insult him to like say something like about adults, and he would be like, "Well, I am a grown up," or something like he'd say something like that. I'm just saying
he would repeat things from those things.
I'm just saying.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I would not be mad at it either because it'd be like a callback. It'd be funny callbacks.
So moving on.
Yeah, sorry, take too long.
Mr. Tumnus.
Mr. Tumnus looks like a goat. He is the goat.
Played by Jeffrey Perry in the original, and James McAvoy in the remake.
Are we seeing anything else with him in it, James McAvoy?
James McAvoy, he played in the movie Worse Than Penelope, but you don't know.
He was.
He was the love interest in it,
and
then he also plays Dr. Xavier in the younger he plays the younger
when they do like the origins and X-Men origins and those ones where it's like back in time or whatever.
Yes. And he plays Nomio's voice in Nomeo and Juliet.
Oh, that's where I heard him from.
He probably plays some other thing. I forget. There's other things he's played in that I just don't remember.
He is a goat.
But I do
half goat.
But I feel like so when watching the original and watching the remake, I also another way that actors are so great is how they interact with each other. When I watched the originals, I think that Lucy and him did have a good kind of, but he didn't seem that menacing as far as like he was trying to trick her. Like I make fun of him all the time. You know this.
Yes.
Oh my.
And then Lucy hits him with the I know that. I know that.
Oh my. He just acts like an old man who...
It's over, Mr. Tumnus. I have the high ground.
You're my father, Mr. Tumnus. I loved you. But like seriously, he's so much older.
I know.
Like, it just seems like they could be best friends because he... Like,
however, it made that seem like the scene where he like tells her that he was meant to capture her or whatever is kind of more creepy just because of the room is more dark.
well,
and this
that
is like
the,
more
the
eerie,
original
I guess.
The original had a darker tone.
Right, so it makes up for the him being creepy factor because of that. So I don't know.
Also, like, we don't really see him much in the original besides the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Tumnus in the remake, we see him more because we see him at the witch's castle.
Right.
And him and Edmund interact, which is not what was in the original.
Yeah.
James McAvoy played Mr. Tumnus really great. Like, I think that he did a very good. Like him and Georgie Henley, who played Lucy, they have a great dynamic, and they acted like they would be good friends. Like, and the way he seemed like he could kidnap somebody, like in a way, like, cause like, how would Mr. Tumnus get her to the palace when he's that old? Like in the original. You know what I mean?
To what palace?
The witch's palace. Remember?
He took her to the palace?
He was supposed to kidnap her and take her to the witch. But he didn't.
They probably thought that because he was old, it would give off the whole creepy old guy vibe, maybe.
Also, because Mr. Tumnus was younger, as portrayed by James McAvoy, it made, like, the urgency of getting her back to the wardrobe and then being able to run showed the urgency more. While in the original, he walks her back.
You do realize though that they're probably going for the more creepy old guy angle because it's the the darker lighting, the him being older. It just makes, I think that's what they're going for, is that the creepy old guy who finds you in the woods and like I think that's what they're going for more in that version rather than young and friendly and like that kind of thing with James. So
like,
I could be wrong, but
non-suspicious.
Exactly.
James McAvoy was like, because that's kind of like how.
But that's a real. That a lot of people have that fear, like old people, like creepy old people in the woods, like you know what I mean. But like, it also shows that kids can be tricked easily. I think that's another reason why it's scary, is because old people can take advantage of kids.
Yeah.
And like can trick them easily because kids are like kids have their innocence, so they're not like.
Yeah.
Thinking about really. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of logical reasons why they probably did it that way, but that's,
So who did you like better as the actor?
James. I know we're being biased because we like some of the newer characters better, newer actors better, but
I know that like older actors they have a what's the word?
Charm.
A charm to them. Because there are going to be characters I know that I will be like, I like the original better because they portrayed the character better.
Like the next characters on our list.
The later half, you'll see. But like, as far as what we would want, like, I think it's because like certain actors are really good at not only portraying a character but also interacting with other characters to make the character believable.
Right.
That's what I look for. And I think that's why we picked like a lot of the other characters as the remake actors.
Yeah.
More so. But there is a charm because I do like the people who played Trumpkin and Reepicheep and Mr. Tumnus in the original too. Like, it's not that I don't like them.
It's not like we don't like them.
It's just who we would prefer to see. So, next are the Beavers.
Easy originals. I'm sorry. The originals are just better. The original versions of the Beavers are just better. They're more funny. They're just better. Okay? They're just better.
Yeah, here's another thing.
They even got the gingivitis. They got the gingivitis that all beavers have.
There's another thing about the originals. Seriously? They're so sweet. They're just so sweet. They're so, like, endearing. I like them. I like the remakes. They're funny and stuff. But I feel like Mrs. Beaver cares more about the kids in the original than like, I don't know what it is. Mr. Beaver could, like, I don't know. It's just he had something about him in the remake that I don't know. He was kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we prefer the originals, even though the costumes were ridiculous. But Mr. Beaver, Mrs. Beaver when they're packing up is so funny. That's another thing I like.
I'm not gonna say because I'm gonna hurt. You know what? I'm gonna say because and just so you know, this might be a trigger word for some people, but I gotta say this. She gives a good representation of every woman out there who is like really like anxious about leaving stuff on. Like they are always like.
Or overthink trips.
That's what I'm saying. That's actually what I meant, but like it's a better way of saying it. Basically, if you like just go, let's go. I don't care.
There's imminent death coming your way. Why would you?
Why would you need a sewing machine if it's your life or death?
It's like, let me think about it one more time. Then we'll leave. I promise you.
It's a good representation because it takes them forever to get out the door. We're like, can we go?
As the watchers, you know Maugrim's on his way with some of his.
That's why. Yeah,
and
that's
you're
why.
like, leave.
That's what I'm saying. It's urgent. Like you need to go. There is
and
no.
The reaction of Mr. Beaver is yes.
That is the reaction that every person watching has. It's like, can we
please,
just go?
Please. Yes.
Please.
Seriously, and they wouldn't be that far ahead of Maugrim if they waited that long, you know?
I know. If I was Mr. Beaver and I had the strength to, like, everybody's trying to do it, I would just pick her up and go. We don't have time. Yeah. We don't have time. We just go. Okay?
I love it. So, yes, the original. Which, okay, they were played by Carrie Shale. Sorry, my handwriting. And Leslie Nichol, who played the originals, and the remakes is Ray Winstone, and Dawn French. So, I forgot to mention that, but we prefer the original cast.
I forgot to pack the butter knife. That's what she said when they got the food from Santa Claus in the original, because they're like, I'm like. Forget the
even that is part of some women because like it's like you overthink things, then you forget something because you overthink things.
I'm like, forget the knife. We don't have time. We don't have time. It's urgent. We need to get them across.
It's not like we need plates while we're on the run.
Here's the thing. Here's why it's stupid because. If it was just like an ordinary day and they're going on a picnic, fine, I get it. But the survival of your country and your people relies on these four kids, and you're worried about worried about a witch getting her hands on your sewing machine, and you're not like, oh.
The world's ending. Children's lives are in danger. The fourth one is in danger. They need Aslan to save him.
And you're worried about a sewing machine. Like...
and a butter knife.
Is the sewing machine gonna defeat the witch? I don't think so. Like...
I don't think so.
Is the butter knife gonna save you? Like, no.
So, yeah.
That's why they're funny. That's why... Yeah. That was what makes them funny, so...
Yeah. I mean, you felt the urgency more in the remake.
Yeah.
Because there were certain times that it felt like they were getting chased down, but, like...
it's just... I'm sorry.
Maugrim was played by Martin Stone in the original.
Martin Stone.
And Michael Madsen in the remake.
Madsen.
He's the son of madness.
Oh.
Okay, I'm already gonna say I like the original better.
Agreed. I like the original better.
It makes more sense. He's a werewolf, so he can turn human.
I wish he looked better.
He can write the... Yeah, me too. He can write the note that is left behind. The other one he can't. Unless he can turn into a werewolf and he just doesn't show it.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
That's why I hope when the series comes out and if they do all of the books, I hope that they make him look like similar to the werewolves they had in the like Prince Caspian when they're like the newer versions of Prince Caspian, like that kind of werewolf. That's what I think of when I think of werewolf, like that. That's like, you know what I mean? We don't think of, I get that it's like older and so they had to do like a costume, but it's still like.
The thing is, this is like. We're in the 2000s when they made this. Why didn't they do a werewolf?
They also need to. They also need to do actual bear sounds than.
Yeah. Okay, that's the one thing I didn't like about the original Maugrim is they made their own sounds.
Yeah.
But besides that,
I will say that it was kind of funny though, because it's like I don't know, it's
creepy.
Funny.
He was very creepy. You creep me out, David.
I cannot take something that like he doesn't even howl. He doesn't howl. He just goes remember like no, that's not creepy. That's more funny than creepy. Like
okay. When I was a kid, it creeped me out.
I would say he looks creepy, even though you can tell it's a suit. Yeah. He does kind of look creepy, but still.
Yeah, Martin Stone we like better.
Yeah, Martin Stone. You're awesome, my dude.
Next, White Witch.
I
say remake.
I was gonna say remake.
Look,
better.
Okay.
She's more intimidating.
Like I could play the witch from the original, guys, because it was so that
whiny.
Awful.
She's more whiny than anything in the original.
What's the meaning of this?
Yeah. she holds the words too long.
Not only that, okay, here's another thing. The White Witch. Here's my portrayal. Oh, not my. I'm not going to act it out.
Right.
This is what I think of when I think of like. Okay, so why would Edmund follow a White Witch like the original?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could tell she was evil.
Right.
In the original, the way that Tilda Swinton portrayed Jadis, the White Witch, in the remake. Is kind, nice.
Yep.
Like kind of like how you would think of one who would trick a kid, who would manipulate.
Yeah, trickster. She has more of a trickster.
Yeah,
Sure.
If somebody watched the remake and they're like, oh, this person's not that. Like they wouldn't think she's bad, but because we watched the original, we know she is. But like, and she's called the White Queen instead of the White Witch.
Yeah, because she's better at manipulating. Yeah, she has a more manipulative character.
And it isn't until like way later that Edmund realizes he made a huge mistake because of like it would also make sense of why he would go to her palace. Like it makes no sense unless like
her palace isn't even that creepy, to be honest. Like
in
the newer ones, it's not as it gives an like creepy aura, but it's not like
Elsa vibes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Which would make sense for somebody who's supposed to be a master at manipulation. Yeah. It just makes sense for her place to not be as creepy too.
Right. So that's why, like the remake, so much.
And the original like house, her original house, like the one in the original, it's not even made out of ice. It's just a stony building with snow on it.
Right.
That's it. It's not even unlike the remake that has it's made out of actual ice.
Right.
It's literally Elsa's palace, pretty much, just live action, and it's not as stupid.
Yes. so the two actresses were Barbara Kellerman and Tilda Swinton, and so
is it Tilda Swinton? Mm-hmm. Okay, we like Tilda Swinton then.
Much better. Yeah. Aslan. You're gonna laugh at the guy's name. Who played him?
Yeah. It's not Ben Barnes. No. Like it's not necessarily Ben Barnes.
Ronald Pickup.
Ronald Pickup.
Yeah. He voiced Aslan.
What kind of a name is Ronald Pickup?
I don't know.
Why not Ronald McDonald Pickup?
Much better than the puppeteer guy. I forgot what the puppeteer guy's name is, but
Ronald Pickup. Ronald Pickup.
That sounds like the guy. Neeson played him in.
That sounds like the name of the guy I would imagine actually founded McDonald's. Like that sounds like the name of the dude that I'm serious. Does it not? It sounds
Yeah.
like this dude who actually like discovered and founded McDonald's. Ronald Pickup?
Yes.
It's fast food. That's all I can think about. Okay, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Okay, here's the thing. In the original, I knew I needed to like Aslan because Aslan was supposed to represent Jesus and stuff, and he was supposed to be the greatest lion. All this. I hated him in the original.
Disliked.
Despised him. I disliked him with a passion. Okay, so here's the reason. One, he talks way too slow.
He's fake.
He's just so fake.
He sounds like a robot.
He doesn't sound like I would want to follow him.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound like a mighty lion.
He also opens his mouth like a full second before he actually talks.
Yeah.
Like...
The interaction with Aslan in every movie is terrible.
He doesn't even move his mouth. He just has it open as if more words come out.
I know, right? And there's not real... The only emotion I get through his voice is, you were so bad. You're so mean. You're so not... Like, he's like a mean... He's so mean. He's just like... He's not anything great. Like...
Also, when he roars is weird. He like does this.
Oh, yeah. The roar is awful. I feel like a roar is coming on. Cover your ears. And that's what comes out.
It's not so much the roar that's the bad part. It's more of his face when he does it like this. He like curls his lips like that.
And people are scared of that roar?
Yeah.
It's not like he can run and jump on you and like...
I know. He's a puppet. He can't...
Yeah, I know.
He can't do squat.
There's nothing scary about Aslan in that movie. Except for he makes me feel awful about myself.
Yeah.
Like,
So as far as who we think is better, it's Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson 100% is just better.
Like, Liam Neeson brings different emotions.
Liam
Neeson brings more emotion to the voice.
That's why Liam Neeson is a great actor, because he's good at like portraying those kind of roles, like doing those kind of roles, because he's good at like portraying actual passion into his effort into his role.
Yeah, even when he's just voice acting.
Yeah.
Because like the scenes when he's happy, when he's like, you can hear the way his voice fluctuates in different. Because Liam Neeson can't bring like a higher pitched voice, but the way he moves his voice up and down as far as softening it or hardening it or whatever, like he sounds wise. That's what
I'm saying.
Like he
sounds like what I would imagine a character like Aslan being played as.
That's why I love Aslan.
Actually, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I could see them like asking Liam Neeson to play Jesus in the Passion of the Christ. Like if they redid Passion, like the original Passion of the Christ, like just redid it instead of making a sequel, I could see him like using Liam Neeson as like Jesus, because he's just got that kind of. He just has that aura, you know, like or like that kind of not aura, but like that kind of like attitude and spirit.
I just love his acting. His acting's really great.
He really does put his heart and soul into his roles.
Right. So.
Which is why he's a great actor.
So, and that's why he's very easy to pick.
I know.
Like even if the Aslan of the old was really good, Liam Neeson kills it. Like,
he's just better.
Yeah. Okay, we're getting into the top 6 people that we really love. Well, the most famous of all the characters. So we have Eustace next, who was played by David Thwaites from the original, and Will Poulter in the remake.
Will Poulter, no doubt about it for me. Sorry, I like both. Don't get me wrong, I like both because I think they both are good. It's just I just like Will Poulter better.
Yeah, I like both.
He's actually funny. Will Poulter's funny. I just think I know that's really kind of a dumb nitpick to have, but I like somebody who's gonna be funny over being annoying.
I'm also gonna say, oh well, that's it.
Or if you're gonna be annoying, at least throw comedy in there. Like the original didn't throw comedy.
Make it comedic.
Exactly.
But here's another thing: is that there are very few actors who are in their 20s who can portray a younger character. Like I would say, Will Poulter and Tom
Wilson,
Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland. Okay.
Both of them played really good young characters. Like when I didn't know Tom Holland was about my age until like because when he played Spider-Man, I was like, oh, this is definitely, he's probably like 16, 17 years old, like with like my age, and I was like, what? And he can play Spider-Man like that? Like,
I mean,
so,
technically Andrew Garfield was also in his 20s when Amazing Spider-Man came out, technically.
I know, but he still seemed like a college kid to me. But we're not going to get into Spider-Man. This is Narnia.
They probably should have done, they probably should have done like a version of Spider-Man where Spider-Man was in college instead of high school, you know?
Also, like Edmund, we'll talk about later, but like certain actors can portray younger characters without it seeming like they're overact, like they're like they can't act the character,
while at the same time putting in like actual effort and actually feeling real and like genuine.
And, like David Thwaites, when he played Eustace, he did a very like good job at portraying what I like when I read the books. Definitely, I could see his character that way. Like even the difference between his good and his bad attitude.
Right.
Like after he changes, after the dragon.
Right.
The dragon.
Yeah.
He did very well at portraying the differences.
Right.
Like it's gradual. It's not like extreme change, you know.
Right.
And so I really did enjoy his. He did have more emotion in his voice too, but not as much as Will Poulter. But like I'm talking about, like as far as like some of the older actors,
right?
He did very well at portraying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
loved him in Silverchair.
It's not that I hated his acting. I'm just saying, like between the two, I just prefer Will Poulter, just because he actually do comedy in there. Too. It was actually made it more like fun.
But yeah, out of the two, Will Poulter, but love both characters.
Yeah,
like,
same here.
They both portrayed Eustace in a unique way that fits the character.
Yeah,
and it's really great. Yeah. I will say that I love Will Poulter and Skander King's dynamic more though. As far as like the like when the painting is overflowing and they're like I knew you were the one who did Aunt Alberta's sweets, and it's like I ate every one of them.
I'm infected with you.
He's like he's just getting started.
Yep.
Yeah, so it made when he told Edmund about him being the dragon later on more powerful, because like they didn't get along at all. Like you in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking back on that scene. I'm trying to think if it felt that powerful, because I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't remember if it was that powerful.
It's powerful to me because he chooses to show Edmund his message, like his thing. Just like in the book, Eustace and Edmund, they're very similar to each other, so they can understand one another more. And I love that Eustace goes to Edmund first, the one he could not get along with.
Yeah.
In the whole thing. But it's because they were too alike that they couldn't get along. In my opinion. That's my opinion of that.
No, I agree with you.
So yeah, Will Poulter. Caspian was played by 3 people, guys. 3 people.
Oh yeah, because older Caspian, forgot.
So we have Jean-Marc Parrot, who played
younger Caspian.
Which
better.
Samuel West, who played older Caspian in the Voyage of Dawn Treasure and the originals. Those two actors played them in the originals. And then you got Ben Barnes.
I like younger version.
I like
as far as originals go,
Jean-Marc
kid version probably my favorite out of the Caspian for the originals.
I was also
now for remakes, it's Voyage of Dawn Treasure Caspian for me.
Same for that.
Prince Caspian,
but overall, who played him? Jean-Marc Parrot.
Yeah, agreed.
Also, if I'm pronouncing his last name right, I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, we're not good with
pronunciation.
Pronunciating names like that.
I realized that.
Is his last name Italian? It sounds Italian or like French.
He's somewhere over there. He's they
sorry,
use
we're getting
a
this
lot
wrong,
of,
guys.
Like European actors and stuff.
So.
But
he's great.
Yeah, I love it. Also, I'm glad they brought him back in Silverchair
at the very end. Yeah.
Because like, the thing is, I got more attached to Prince Caspian because of his acting. The way he, like, his justice as far as, like, he doesn't want people to die. He's very young, so he's a little immature. You can see that. He's very accepting of the Narnians, but he's also can stand up for himself. He wasn't as tempted as the Ben Barnes Prince Caspian when it comes to the witch and stuff.
Right.
He was the one who said no. It wasn't Peter coming and pushing him out of the circle and telling him, like, basically telling him not to join up. You know, he had his own will. He was more strong-willed, and
yeah, I think that the remake is a very good demonstration of adult actors that are not good at playing kids. Because Ben, I like you better in Voyage of the Dawn Treader, but in your movie, like the title of your movie, it was just not great.
Because Ben Barnes is older, and also because Ben Barnes played him in the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and the Voyage of the Dawn Treader takes place when he gets older. It's easier to accept him as Prince Caspian or King Caspian because he is supposed to be older and mature, which fits him better as an actor. Young and naive is not how he was. Yeah.
He just comes across as annoying.
Very annoying.
So, I have to say that.
Yeah, Jean-Marc Perret.
He also has a better relationship with Peter in the original. The kid version of him.
Respect for him. They get along.
Get along. They actually work together. Surprisingly, well, wow, it was a shock.
Take advice.
Yeah.
Like
actually, like king to king, or like I guess king to prince, king to king. Basically, they talked like king, like real kings. Like they actually, acknowledge each other as both kings, and they were like, actually doing stuff that benefited.
So. Speaking of Peter.
This is better.
So, speaking of Peter.
No, that's not up next. Oh, he is. Okay, sorry. I thought
Richard Dempsey played him in the original. William Moseley played him in the remake. And if you guys
better, but as far as weapons go, I like the remake version. If they could take... No, I'm serious. And if they,
you said this in the Caspian.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this again. When they make the series, if they make the series, make the swords look more realistic and give Peter an OP sword. Or at least make his sword look real. At least.
Because, like, Peter's supposed to get a better sword.
So take that attitude from the original and combine it with an actual realistic sword, and you will make a perfect Peter, pretty much. Yeah,
Peter to me is an older brother who takes up on a lot of responsibility, but he cares about his siblings, where he wants to protect them. He gets in arguments with them because they don't agree, but like he puts his siblings before himself.
Yeah, he's more selfless.
He's also not whiny.
Yeah.
He's also like he'll take advice. Like I can't.
The only cool thing about the remake is his sword. That's it. I'm serious. That's the only cool thing about the remake version of Peter is his sword, his weapon.
Yeah, this is a no fighting matter. Of Richard Dempsey played the best Peter so far.
Like hands down. So far.
Like,
until the remake,
until
the series comes out, until the Netflix series comes out, we won't know who the best Peter is until then. Because technically,
So Richard Dempsey. I really don't want to talk about Peter again because I will go on a rant, and you guys can see my rant in the Prince Caspian.
I just have one question though before we move on.
Yep.
Does Peter's sword get mentioned in the books?
Yes.
Like by name.
Oh, I don't remember. I think it does.
So is his sword actually like a special sword, or is it just like?
It is a special sword because I'm pretty sure Father Christmas says something about the sword to him and the shield. Like those two things were very special. It's the same with like each of the things he says something about the gifts, but something but he did Peter last because it was the most special.
So just to be clear, that whole thing in Voyage of Dawn Treasure, even though it's not accurate, the whole thing about it like glowing and stuff was kind of like.
I don't know if it ever glowed.
If it didn't glow, that's sad, because that was probably one of the coolest things about that sword,
like that
was that it
addition
did
to
glow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Actually, just the whole design period is sick. Like, I just think it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the coolest weapon to me, and I like that it's unique. I like that it's special. I like that it's got a very big important role.
Out of all the swords that we've seen over the years, it definitely is really cool. Like, even I think it's cooler than Sting from Lord of the Rings. Like, it has inscription on it, just the Narnia inscription, and it also has Aslan as the top.
Yeah, that's the on the hill, on the bottom of the hill. So I'm like, it's gotta be the. If I could count it as a character, it'd probably be my number one then Edmund. But if I can't, because I can't count it as a character, I gotta count it as it was my favorite weapon.
Yes.
And I get mad when some characters use it because it's like, because it's such a special sword, when certain people use it, it kind of makes me mad. I know I shouldn't let it make me mad, but when we first watched Voyage of Dawn Treasure and I realized that Caspian had the sword, or like was using the sword, I was kind of mad because I was still salty about Prince Caspian because I didn't like Caspian in that movie.
Yeah, because he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, and so but then
Edmund does.
But then Edmund got to use it at the end, and I was like, yes, he finally gets to use it.
Especially since after he did all that shipping of the other sword and he had to leave it at Ramindu's Island.
It was just poetic. It felt like the perfect way to end that series. Yeah. It just felt right.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about Susan, who was played by Sophie Cook in the original and Anna Popplewell in the remake, and already Sophie Cook played her better.
Sophie Cook is probably the best so far. Again, until the series comes out, she's the best.
She played the best.
Or there's a new series.
Because she was. What can I say? She wasn't as selfish. She just cared about safety. She was like the overprotective sister, but not as much as.
Yeah.
Like she lets Peter decide the last thing. She voices her opinion, her concerns, but she doesn't force Peter to really, take her side. Also, you can see how much she loves Lucy. Lucy and her have a good dynamic as far as like they care for each other.
Yeah, in the remake they kind of hinted at it, but they didn't actually like show much of it.
All Susan in the remake does is complain.
Yeah.
Susan in the other one, she was like trying to problem solve.
Yeah.
That was her thing. Also, I don't know how to explain it. Just she was so much better. She and Peter both had to be the father and mother, basically role models of their siblings, but not in like they're on the brink of it, but they're not like so bossy as far as that.
You got Nikabrik on the brain. They're on the brick. They're on the brick of it. The Nikabrik. They're on the Nikabrik of it.
So yeah, that definitely. Yeah, that's how it is with Susan.
The brick of Nick.
Also, like
the brick of Nick.
Yeah. I mean, like I just like the older Susan because she seemed like I don't know, and she wasn't as rejecting of certain things that Lucy brought up as the original, but like as for the remake, she was like always in an argument with Lucy, like I don't care about that, like kind of the attitude of like she and Peter and her don't agree a lot, like they both think they know better.
They really do fight like a married couple.
Yes, and also Peter's wanting to send them back.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. For the original, he does do the same thing, but because you know him, you know that it's because he feels responsible for staying and stuff. But for the other one, it feels like more like he wants to be like he's prideful, very prideful. I've mentioned this. He's so prideful. I hate it.
I think that Again, I'm gonna say this as well. Susan's bow is better in the remake. I just had to say that it's just better.
Yeah, all the equipment is better in the.
Her in the original looks like a harp. It looks like a harp that shoots arrows. That's it. It doesn't look.
True.
The horn's also better. The horn is way better. Well, no, actually, the horn is better in the remake. The horn's better in the remake,
I like
actually.
the design of the original though, because
that's what I'm saying. Or the not the remake. I meant the original. Yeah, the original is better for the horn.
So unique because it's like the new one with the Aslan. Mm-hmm. It looks like Aslan. Like that's where like the head of Aslan.
Yeah.
So that's why it. And is it just me? Or does the original horn sound cool too?
I don't remember because I'd have to play them.
Kind of sound.
Oh, like in like everybody else's like horn in like every movie like that ever. No, seriously, that is the alarm. No, seriously, that's the alarm sound effect that every horn plays in every like story like this, pretty much. So it's like
in the remake, it's just an elephant sound.
It kind of actually, now that I think about it, it kind of sounds like the big horn that they have in the remake when they're like first coming into the camp. It sounds like that horn. Mm-hmm. Like the original's horn sounds like that. You remember because that centaur was like blowing through it. That's what it kind of sounds like. So yeah, I would have to say that that's probably better.
Yeah, and I mean like. Also, I would say one more thing about the original Peter that I liked is his relationship with Edmund. Like, they seem closer in the original when they're about to fight, but Peter's still being prideful and telling Edmund to stay back in the remake.
In the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Yep.
Yeah.
He does not... His relationship with Edmund is horrible in the remake. Like,
it gets better in Caspian. That is one thing I can say is that you do get that in Caspian, their bond.
Only after he defeats the witch again. He's like,
yeah, true.
But you had it sorted.
Yeah.
Like, and then Peter's like, oh yeah, he's very valuable to me now. Like, it just.
Am I also the only one who thinks that Edmund's sword is like really short? Like compared to like it looks like he's like holding like a kid's sword, not really like a.
About the hilt or the actual.
Like
sword?
The actual like hilt and blade combined, like it just looks too short for him. You know, like it just doesn't seem like as much range as like Caspian sword or Peter's sword. Like it just doesn't look like a big.
Also,
you know,
I really think that Edmund's a better fighter.
Edmund's
Peter.
Edmund's the king of fighting.
He makes unnecessary noises when he like yeah like I can't stand William Moseley's. No wonder he's not in other movies. Like the original the remake cast, most of those people are not in other movies. Like it's just so sad. But like the original, like the main cast, I mean. Besides Ben Barnes, like, but okay, I'm getting distracted.
I mean, well, if you think about it, Edmund was also making noises in Voyage of the Dawntree when he was punching people and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not as annoying.
But still,
and it sounds like he needs to.
But still, he's like, you know.
But it wasn't unnecessary sounds. Like
unnecessary sounds.
Okay, fine.
But I think the reason they did that is to give the impression that you're actually giving a lot of effort into your like hits, not necessarily like you're actually trying to, you know what I mean? Like not, you know, I think that's what they're going for, but it kind of failed, I guess. I don't know.
To me, it failed, but that's just me. Next, we're going to talk about Lucy, who was played by Sophie Wilcox in the original and Georgie Henley in the remake.
I also like their armor better in the remake. Sorry, but
I
do.
No, everything in the remake for like costumes and
weapons, and armor.
All of it is so much better.
Yeah. Sorry.
I will say for Lucy, I've talked about this. I do not like Sophie Wilcox's
original.
Like her acting. She's supposed to be young, but she acts like a spoiled brat. Like as far as like she does a lot of kind of sounds like Aslan, oh,
She really goes full on theater with us.
She does. She's like over exaggerates.
Oh, woe is me.
And then she does not sound like she pays attention that much either. Because like in Prince Caspian, when she's hugging Aslan, Aslan's like having a serious conversation with her, and she's just hugging him and smiling and acting like.
That's how a lot of singers are though too. They're like could be like, just like they're coughing. It's like, what are you doing? Woe is me. Whoa, this is the haters. It's like, what?
It really irritates me. She just irritates me too. She's, I don't know why she was.
You might have to cut this into 2 parts. You might have to like cut this video into 2 parts.
I know this is a very long episode, guys, but I had to. I mean, I didn't know how to cut it in half because, like.
Yeah.
But it's going to stay a long video. I'm sorry, but it's going to.
Yep.
I will say, I don't really have much to say about her except for I prefer the younger one. She's like
the younger one.
I prefer Georgie because she portrays Lucy in that kind of wonder, like magical, like the mind of a child, the imagination of a child.
It's more believable that she's actually that age, you know.
The innocence of her, the just the kindness, the belief in Aslan, the way she interacts with Aslan is like, she does pet him and stuff in the movies and stuff, but the thing is that she's not like, but she's like having a conversation with Aslan, looking at him in the face. Her dynamic with Trumpkin and Edmund and all of them it's just great. Like, there's just something about Georgie that she's great at portraying. Okay?
No, I just thought maybe, I mean, I was just thinking if I was Lucy, but if I was Lucy in that situation, like the original and stuff, I probably would be hugging that thing too, because I could not look at that thing and take it seriously. I could not look at a puppet and take it seriously and be like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just like look at them and be like, have a serious conversation with a puppet.
Yeah, Georgie Henley is definitely hands down the best Lucy actress so far. And I don't know if anyone could top her.
I will never name my kid Georgie, I'm telling you right now, because it reminds me of it. It really does.
Lastly, our favorite character, Edmund, who is played by Jonathan Scott in the original and Skander Keynes in the remake. Honestly, guys, I have a hard time.
They both are too good.
They both portray them exactly the same way. I prefer Skander better, more though.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, guys.
But I still like them both.
They're both accurate in their own ways.
Like,
and believable. They're both believable.
Okay, so everyone hates Edmund. I don't know why.
Do not get me started.
Okay, like, so we're gonna try to keep this short of why we like Edmund so much, but here we go. Okay, number 1, he has the most growth of any character in the Narnia series. He starts off really bad. Like, when I was younger, I hated him. Well, I despised him because he was just so bratty and so annoying, and so same thing with Eustace. Like, I just could not stand them. But as I got older, David and I become very perceptive of like motives of characters and stuff, and relating to characters. And Edmund is one of those characters that feels like he was put on the back burner because, like, you know, that whole thing of the youngest are always more important than the older, and like you have to be a role model. He's basically the middle child, it feels like, because like Susan and Peter are kind of like the mother and father kind of figures. So, and he wants to earn the trust and the love of his siblings, but he goes about it the wrong way in the beginning. I feel like he thinks he's not going to earn that, so he rebels. And like, so when he meets the White Witch, I feel like she's very accepting of me. She's very she's saying all the right things, you know, and everything to trick him. And so because he doesn't feel like his siblings can give him the love and stuff is why he goes to her. But then he's immediately seeing that he was wrong.
Right, yeah.
And after that you start to see the growth of him after the incident with the White Witch in the remake. The original, not so much, because he really didn't have that kind of moment, except for when he did with the fox. That's when he started, like, you know. But with this, it's right after he sees Mr. Tumnus being frozen into a statue. And so when he comes back to the group, you can see that he is very apologetic.
You see the regret. You can see the regret,
and he doesn't know how his siblings are going to receive him because of what happened. He also was very what's the word? Like mature. He matured some and became more responsible, and he showed more care for other people, not people's, and he and Aslan, I think, could see that. He knew his heart, and that's why he gave up his life for him, because of that. And he forgave him for betraying him, because he told things that he shouldn't have. And I think the reason he told things was, one, he was scared, but two, he thought it would earn him love from the witch. You know? Yeah. She promised him so many things and everything. That's how you get tricked, guys. And then in Prince Caspian, another reason he was so great is you could see the maturity, because he stood up for his brother. They're still not getting along, but Edmund's not that bratty kid where he did what he used to.
Yeah.
They
get along a little better, but not like a whole lot.
Peter stays the same. This is terrible. But like you see Edmund seeing things for how it was, listening. He was listening a lot more. Especially when it came to Lucy. Like, he was like, the last time that we didn't believe, I ended up looking pretty stupid. You know? He was the only one who believed her. He was the one to back up Peter, even though he was being stupid. Just different things in the Prince Caspian movie. You can see him progress more. Voyage of the Dawn Treader. You can still see that he's struggling with inferiority, because it went from Peter to Caspian, as far as like he's a king too, but he never really, like, you can see the first time was when he was like suggesting they go on the Lone Islands. It's like, we should send out a search party again. Drillian, the captain, or whatever his name, the captain, he's like, I take orders from Caspian. And Edmund's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Even though he's like been king way longer than Caspian.
Technically, Edmund is older than Caspian, if you think about it, technically.
Thousands of years older.
Yeah, so...
or 1,000. A little over 1,000. Almost 2,000. Yeah, so it just, like, you can see, and then when you see the mist and he's like, the inward struggle, you can see what, like, it starts to come out, his inferiority complex thing. But also, like,
well, you can't really blame him, really, because you think about his whole life, pretty much up to that point, he had been treated, not even before he was king, he'd been treated like a second-rate, you know, whatever. He's always being treated as a second fiddle, as he puts it.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame him for having that complex, because people always treated him like he was just second best, pretty much.
And I love that he and Lucy finally, like, you know, in the beginning, they weren't getting along, but now in Voyage of the Dawn Treader, they're like this now. They're like best of friends.
And he and I like how he even gets more growth with Eustace. Like, that's why the third movie is also really good, because he gets more mature, because he has to learn how to deal with his cousin, because he sees himself in Eustace. And so he has to, like, you know, comes to terms with that pretty much. Yeah, even if you won't, so it's just, it's more like he becomes the big brother in a sense. So it's like,
which helps him be the one, like, at the very end, it's like, we should go home too, you know, showing his his maturity and stuff. So I love.
So yeah,
Edmund.
overall,
Edmund,
he's just great.
Yeah, Edmund is great. So it's really hard. I would go with Skander, but they both did an excellent job at Edmund.
Yes.
Like, just excellent. So I guess we'll talk. I will just what's just the top 5 characters out of. We're not doing by actors. We're just doing by characters in Narnia.
Yep.
Real quick. I would say Edmund.
Number 1.
Eustace number 2.
Yep.
Lucy number 3.
Yep.
Trumpkin number 4, and Reepicheep number 5 is mine.
I almost have the same order, except I put Trumpkin ahead of Lucy just because Trumpkin's better. In my opinion, he's just better than Lucy because Lucy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
Sorry.
So guys, that's gonna do it for our last Narnia, or for now, our last Narnia video.
Until the new Netflix series comes out and we watch probably 7 seasons. If they make 7 seasons, because they'll probably do like 1 book per season. So if I'm in probably 25 not episodes, but 25-minute episodes at least, maybe 30. Well, actually,
like
One Piece.
stuff.
Yeah,
they
One Piece is like an
like
hour
40,
per episode.
45 minutes to an hour. Depends on what they do.
Point is going to be long episodes, probably 1 season per book. So once those come out, we'll be doing whatever with those, main videos on those.
We'll see how
possibly,
it goes.
If we see them,
if we can see them, if we are able to see them, we will do more reviews on them.
Yeah. So I'm. I hope we can, because
Yeah,
they are supposed to be doing also.
There's just so many things that I want to see on. I mean, certain things I want to see on Netflix. I want to see the Avatar, Last Airbender, the One Piece, and the Narnia series. That's the only things I want to see on Narnia, on Netflix. Netflix. I'm tired, guys. Okay,
yeah, I want to see the new Avatar too, or as well, because a lot of people say the new Avatar series is great, but
I've seen people react to it, and they like. The cast for both One Piece and Avatar, perfect.
I'm excited for season 2 of One Piece, like the live action
Me too.
of One Piece, not like
coming soon.
They say coming soon, but what does coming soon mean? How soon? That's the question.
They're filming now.
They haven't
They're supposed to come out.
They haven't even come out with the trailer yet.
Come out next summer.
They haven't even come out with the trailer yet.
I saw an announcement it's supposed to come out next summer.
But they didn't even show the trailer. They haven't even made a real trailer yet.
Yeah, can't wait until that happens. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also mention down below if there's any characters we missed and you want us to talk about in Narnia. That could be a good possibility of us doing another Narnia video. Also, if you agree or disagree with the different characters and the actors. Love to see it. So.
Or even like if you disagree with our number 1 pick for best character, if you want to tell us what your favorite character is down below, then and why.
Also, if you guys like Susan or Peter better than that, and please explain, because I don't understand.
May get rage if you don't explain. So.
Like if you want to argue it, it's fine. I don't care. This is just our opinion on all of this. So Also, sorry it's a very long video, but I didn't know how to split it up.
Yeah. So.
Because So. Anyway, see you guys in the next one.
Bye.